and welcome here to more TALKFCB, and welcome to full reaction from this incredible clash between Man City and Liverpool on Sunday. This, of course, was billed as a title decider in the Premier League, and although at the end of it we may not have one outright winner, we may not have one significant moment in this title race, but what we did have is 90 minutes of pure football, of incredible entertainment that lived up to the hype. We're going to be discussing all of the match action, all 4 of the goals, and plenty more as well. So sit right there and let's get to it. Because looking first of all at the lineup from Pep Guardiola, of course, it was Ederson in goal along the back line. Kyle Walker returned alongside Stones and Laporte at centre-back. And the really key man, especially in that first half, was none other than João Cancelo, who is so effective in that left-back area. Although, of course, he is effective in every area of the field. Into midfield, it was Rodri in the middle, De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva making up the trio. And then up front, as always with Pep, there was a surprise because Gabriel Jesus came in on the right-hand side of that attack. It was Phil Foden and Sterling there completing the 3, and Sterling and Foden often alternating positions. There was plenty of movement, plenty of fluidity in that front line, and Man City lining up strong. On the side of Liverpool, it was Alisson in goal with Trent Alexander-Arnold, Matip returning to the lineup, Van Dijk and Robertson along the back line. In midfield, it was Henderson coming back in, Fabinho and Thiago. And I do have to say that Fabinho started this game for me very, very slowly. Throughout this season, he's been incredibly consistent, so dependable, but I did think here he did take some time to get going. It wasn't his best performance in that first half, with Salah, Mane on his birthday today, and Diego Jota making up the front 3 for Liverpool. And I think right from the word go, what we saw from this game was a lot of intensity. We saw an incredible amount of effort made from both teams, who were well up for this clash. And even within 4 or 5 minutes, there was plenty of action, because you can see here Gabriel Jesus on that right side making a really good run in behind. He's picked out by Kevin De Bruyne. He squares it across the area. Sterling coming in, and that was the plan from City. Quite clearly there with Jesus on that right. He's going to make those inverted runs. Good ball into Sterling there, but denied by Alisson. But that's the problem for Liverpool. They thought the danger was over. They thought that moment, that phase of play had passed, but just moments later, De Bruyne picking the ball up. And this is what I mean about Fabinho, because he beats Fabinho here so easily. He just walks past him, and he's allowed to do that there. He continues in, gets a shot away at goal. It takes a big deflection, and a crucial deflection off Joel Matip, and that one flies past Alisson. And within 5 minutes, Man City had the lead, and this game was underway. However, you do have to say and give huge credit to Liverpool, because they didn't let their heads drop. Of course, they were never going to. This team are not going to accept defeat, because 13 minutes in there, really good ball across the area. Trent coming in at the back post. Again, the fullbacks for both teams today, they are so important. Cut back there to Jota. Really good ball from Trent on a plate for him, and he finishes it off nicely. I did wonder there, could Ederson have done a bit more about that? Of course, it was very close range. It's difficult to react there in the time that it took to get that finish, but I just thought Ederson was there and couldn't quite get his body behind that one. But at that point, 1-1 in the game. There was a nervy moment too for Ederson. Speaking of him there, ball played back. We know how Man City love to play at the back. They're not going to change for anyone, and Ederson here had a bit of bad control in his own box, and not only that, but inside his own goal almost there, being pressured by Jota, but he stayed calm throughout all of that and eventually played his way out in typical Ederson fashion. After that then, there was a really clever free kick. Good move from Man City there, just lifting one in behind to Rodri. And this should have been a goal. Man City throughout this first half had some really good chances where they definitely should have extended their lead further. Rodri here, all he's going to do is just cushion that down. He's got the time, he's got the space to make that knockdown, but he just gets too much on it there. It's out of reach for John Stones, and that there again is another chance gone. But I think then it was time for Cancelo. The Cancelo show. He had a period in that first half, sort of 10 to 15 minutes, where he was absolutely terrorising Alexander-Arnold at left back. There was runs in behind him that he couldn't stay with him. You can see here, he gets in behind, plays it back on this occasion though to Kevin De Bruyne, who actually spins really well in the box. He's got a good sight at goal. He goes for that near post, but it is just wide. Very close there to scoring once again again from Kevin De Bruyne, but it was all about Cancelo. Again, you can see him here squaring up Trent. He didn't know whether he was going to go down the outside, on the inside. In the end, Cancelo cuts in, this time on his right. He's so two-footed, he's brilliant off both sides. He goes for goal, and again, very, very narrowly past the post as City were ramping up the pressure. And eventually, on 37 minutes, Man City have a corner. Liverpool believe they've cleared their lines, but there's that man there again. Once again, Cancelo finding himself in the right space, finding that pocket there to pick the pass, and what a ball that is there. Just whips one in behind, and you've got to look at the run from Jesus here, who times it to perfection. And not only that, but he's got so much to do. Alisson comes out to meet him, closes down the angle, but it is a brilliant finish there. So calm, so controlled. It goes in off the bar. Beautiful goal from Jesus. And Man City at half-time, 2-1 in the lead. But it should have been more. And they will feel as though those chances in the first half they had, the domination, they were really putting the pressure on Liverpool, but they couldn't get a bigger gap. And as we'll see, that comes back to haunt them. Because you've got to give huge credit here to Liverpool, who came out the blocks in this second half so quickly. It was almost as though Klopp had passed on plenty of messages, I'm sure, sent them out there, and they were eager to prove their point. Because you can see here, move down the right-hand side, Salah receiving the ball in field. He sees the pass to Mane so well. Good vision there to just pick him out, and the weighted pass is good too, because he plays the ball there into Mane so that he can run onto it, doesn't need to take a touch. He finishes it there first time. Brilliant finish it was, clinical past Ederson, and just like that, despite all of City's dominance in that first half, all of their good play and chances, Liverpool were level. However, I do believe there that at the start of the second half, Man City almost rode that wave from Liverpool. They almost just managed that pressure, just about did enough, didn't concede any further goals, and what they were able to do then is just slowly work themselves back in the game. You can see here, Gabriel Jesus close to getting a second, Van Dijk managing to clear it off the line in the end, and then came a significant moment on the hour mark. Again, so much space that De Bruyne finds himself in here. He's got so much time to actually pick up that ball, turn, looking behind, finds the pass to Sterling, who of course has got the pace to get in there. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper. It's a great finish. You've got to say, he didn't know at the time that he may or may not have been offside. He finishes it well, but then you hear that VAR checking the goal. You can see it here on the replay. It is so close. This is a real marginal call between him and Joel Matip, but in the end, it is judged there that Sterling was just ahead, leaning offside. Goal disallowed. Score stays at 2-2. And I think even following on then from that disallowed goal, the chances for City, they still kept coming. There were still openings there, especially as the game went on, and Liverpool committed more and more players going forward looking for that winner. Look at this here for Gabriel Jesus, played in by De Bruyne. Another good run. That's where Pep would want him to be. But this is not the end result he'd want, because Jesus here, even with all of those players in the area queuing up with Man City, he does not cut the ball back. He goes straight for goal, missing at the near post, and De Bruyne, he was furious in the middle. And it was another chance, another opportunity that went begging for City. And then Mahrez came on for Man City. And I was wondering here, as soon as Mahrez came on, could he be the man to actually deliver a winning goal in this game? So actually, he had to, because there was a free kick here, 90th minute mark, with Mahrez looking at goal. It's a long way out, you've got to say. I didn't think from there that he'd be able to really trouble Alisson, but he unleashes an absolute wonder strike towards goal. Alisson diving full stretch, but it just cannons off the post, only just wide there from Mahrez. But that wasn't all, because even in the final seconds of the game, again, Liverpool committing more and more forward. There was space for Man City to counter into. Mahrez gets played in. Alisson comes out to meet him. He looks to just chip the keeper, but he puts way too much on it there. That was the moment where Man City could have stolen this game. I think probably they would have deserved it based on the first half. They had chances there to score more goals. But in the end, Liverpool kept themselves in this game. They kept coming back. They never, ever let their heads drop. They deserve huge credit for that here. And in doing so, they have stayed in the title race. I think Man City will be the happier team. I think Pep will go away here thinking, okay, that's that obstacle now that we've overcome. But there's still 7 games to go. There is still just 1 point separating these two at the top of the league. Liverpool, of course, having that better goal difference too. And you just wonder, is this going to be the game you look back on and say, if only had Man City finished off that game? If Mahrez had scored that goal at the end, things would have been different. Or will you look back and say, Liverpool needed that win? 2-2 may not be enough. But of course, in these weeks to come, we will find out. Let me know what you made of the game. Let me know how you saw the performances from both sides. Brilliant at times it was. Fast-paced and so entertaining, especially from a neutral perspective. Let me know those thoughts down below. And of course, I will see you soon with more videos to come, guys. Thank you indeed for watching here today and for all of your support. Who do you think will win the Premier League?